We need experience, political soul.
Our youth are not just the next, they are the now generation. We are proud of their accomplishments in many fields, including sports, entertainment, music, comedy, all media, including TikTok, TV production, fashion, you name it. And it's sad to say, without much help from us. I've been told to look out for our social media influencers because they are making their waves in the world. We have our own Bunchy Wheatley from Anegada. I call him our local Trevor Noah. And Renesia Simmons, Razor Impress, from right here on Virgin Gorda, who shows her generation and everyone interested the best hair care techniques for natural styles. We also know of the talented Kyra James Douglas, who made her mark in this year's Grammys. We know of Franklin Frankie, the artist Grim Reaper, my own niece, Brianka Halbert, who started at age 17 and is now 24 and has made it big on the international modeling scene. And there are so many others. And these are our young people, BVI.
Our country has more power with Lana in we corner. The future looking brighter with Lana in we corner.
In today's news, CHIDI LIBURD appointed director of Robert MATHAVIOUS Institute for Financial Services. 45 persons trained in career development program. 7 Seas Water Group awards BVI students in celebration of World Water Day 2023. Promise made to implement community-funded assistance program in District 3. And we have the details of so much more when we return.
Here goes my new car. Guess I'm back on my bike.
Your bike? CG offers new car replacement. Remember my monster truck days? Well, one night I attempted a 50-foot pogo double backflip. I landed it and went to karaoke. It wasn't until afterward that my car got hit by that fisherman. He gave me some great mahi-mahi though. Anyway, they paid fast and got me in a new car. Now call a cab. I want you to meet my alpaca guy.
New car replacement for the first year of ownership. CG Insurance. Good like that.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Rashford made it. Manchester United have come from behind to lead.
At home or on the go, watch CCT Live. Download our app and carry your favorite TV shows, news, or live sports anywhere you go. Visit cctbvi.com/live. Select your package and tune in.
Welcome everyone, I'm Ron Grant. It is Tuesday, March 28, 2023. Welcome to this edition of 284 News, bringing you the latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands and of course beyond. Thank you so much for joining us. A happy Tuesday is wished to each and every one of you. Beginning our newscast on the local scene, 3rd District candidate Aaron Parolin has promised his constituents that if elected, he will implement a community-funded assistance program to benefit the vulnerable within his district. Parolin, who will be contesting the upcoming general election under the National Democratic Party in the 3rd District, was speaking during his official launch of his campaign.
We are going to take care of the vulnerable in this district. And I will work with you, the people, by creating an assistance program in this community funded through fundraising initiatives. Because ain't everything in this community we need have to go through the government. We as a community are accustomed to taking care of each other. And if I'm talking nonsense, y'all tell me. We are accustomed of taking care of each other. So we are going to raise funds in this community to help the most vulnerable. Because you see, District 3, this has always been the community that helps the people. This has been the community that helps the people. And you have a man in front of you that will help the people.
Paralon said now is the time for change within the 3rd District, stating that it needs a new, humble, loyal, and consistent leader.
Now the baton was passed from Oliver Sills to Mr. Fraser. Before the very eyes of some of us very grandchildren of Rosalind and George Smith. But you know what happened? Now is the time for that baton to change. Because District 3, you need a fresh, new, humble, loyal, consistent leader.
Among some of the other promises made, Paralon said if elected, his government will resolve the ongoing dispute between the Thomas Downs family to have the resumption of the horse racing events within his district resumed.
Now, I, along with my government, and when I say my government, because my government is not only the National Democratic Party, my government is all of we, all of us. My government is all of us. And we will listen, we will negotiate, and we will work with the family to make sure once and for all, horse racing is back on track. It is back on track. We can encourage young men and young women from our community to be jockeys, trainers, to maximize the development of this sport. And I will go further with sports tourism.
Paralon also addressed the derelict situation within his district that occurred following the hurricanes of 2017 as he reflected on a recent incident involving a close friend and their mother. He said the eyesore has existed for far too long and promised to have the issue resolved once and for all.
He said, Aaron, and we were just generally speaking about the community. He said, Aaron, my mother comes here every year for the last 17 years. She owned a yacht. That yacht was in Naniki. Her yacht was destroyed to Hurricane Irma and Maria. So he took his mom to Jean's, and they had dinner over there. So while they're out on the patio eating, his mom started to break down. So he's thinking his mom has an issue with the food. Mom said, looking out at this sea reminds me of 2017. Why are these things still there? Why are they still there? And I'm asking the question, why are they still there? We have to get them cleaned up. And I'm going to tell you this. We're changing the baton. Because Aaron is going to get them cleaned up.
If the British Virgin Islands does not swiftly address the current sewage crisis across the impacted districts, it will likely result in a cholera outbreak occurring in the territory. This is the view of the former director of the Water and Sewage Department, Mrs. Perline Scatliff-Leonard, who addressed the subject following questions raised on Tweet 4 Media's Just for the Record program. Scatliff-Leonard, who is contesting the upcoming general election as an independent candidate in the 7th District, said that the failure to prioritize the sewage issue within the territory is a common trait exhibited by the previous governments. She said the plans to completely resolve the issue are already completed and also available, but it is the funding that is holding up the process.
The plans are there. It's not a lack of planning. It's not that. It's just the whole issue of prioritizing what's important to us as a territory. I believe that we, again, lost our way with what's important to this territory. And maybe with my with my input around the policy-making table, you could perhaps bring that understanding, what's happening to the territory. And I know many years back, we had cholera in this territory. And what is happening with the sewage system, we are not too far away from that. So we need to address it quickly. The only issue with not getting it completed is funding. Once the funding is in, we are ready to go. And you will not get it all in 1 year, but certainly you could get it within 2.
Scatliff Leonard said she is hopeful that the next elected government will, which she of course intends to be a part of, she specifically wants that government to repurpose the necessary funds to get the project completed.
I am hopeful that with this new administration, they will put in enough funding in the budget. Or if we go in, once I'm given the opportunity, once we go in, that we look at what's available in the budget for 2023 and see if you could repurpose some of the monies to let's buy the pumps for the station while we walk a way forward, because the pipe work is already in the ground, but we would need to bring the laterals down to the main line to get that sewage into the station. So let's just do what we need to do to make this potential hazard, this health crisis that could happen in that community. And it goes for Fat Oxley because we have a grave situation there right by the Seventh-day Adventist Church. And in no time soon, you will have another one close to the police station. So we are in a dire need for correction in that area.
The 7th District candidate also highlighted some of the areas within her district that continue to be impacted by the long-existing issue.
Now we have a grave issue down in that area, and only because the station is at Paraquita Bay. Let's get the station sorted out. Once we get that station sorted out, let's walk backward, maybe backward from Wilkes Point back to the station. Let's get that sewage off of the road. Up to 2 days ago, I drove through there and it was sewage all over the road. And that's a health risk. What persons are not doing, they're not understanding that, driving through that water, you have splashes going up to the car. And if the splash is going up to the car, you're putting your hand on the handle or hand on the car, and you're putting it to your face or putting it somewhere in your body, you're creating a health risk for yourself. And these are educational campaigns we need to run with individuals.
Up next, viewers, we have more local news. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Andy, turns out I'm allergic to the Australian veggie spread.
Ooh, thankfully CG will cover you anywhere in the world. Remember when I went to Australia for my title fight? Trust me when I say you do not want to get in the ring with a kangaroo. It wasn't until my victory dinner with the Sultan that I realized top shelf caviar doesn't agree with me. But I was covered. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm teaching your cousin how to use a flamethrower. Woohoo!
Medical cover anywhere in the world. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. My name is Kamal Haynes. Most of you know me from 284 News, but now you get to see me in a different light on my very own show called Health is Wealth. We have Joel Turnbull.
I don't want you to arch your back when you're pulling down.
Milton McLean.
First of all, right, your footwork.
Stephen Payne.
That was a 9 out of 10. I know you got the service down pat.
Steve Augustine.
You did a pretty hard workout today, so perhaps...
And as you can see, it's actually
you're feeling it.
Alonzo Boynes.
Taekwondo.
Adam Burrows.
I'll speak as if you're an absolute beginner.
I am an absolute beginner.
You are an absolute beginner.
And Seth Graham.
It bites.
It will bite.
Get your water, get your fruits and veggies, and experience a wealth of knowledge about getting healthy.
Looks like Johnny's ex-girlfriend finally found my car.
You've got CG. You're fine. I'll never forget the year those monkeys stole my car. They drove it over a cliff, burned the seats, and carved the words pineapple banana smoothie into all the doors. And that was after they used it for the bank heist. I don't blame them. It's their favorite smoothie, and I refuse to share the recipe.
No deductible for theft, malicious damage, and more. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Continuing on the local scene, the H. Laverty Stout Community College has appointed Ms. CHIDI LIBURD as the director for the Robert MATHAVIOUS Institute for Financial Services. Take a look at this report. The H. Laverty Stout Community College has appointed Ms. CHIDI LIBURD as the director of the Robert MATHAVIOUS Institute for Financial Services. President of HLSCC, Dr. Richard Georges, explained that Ms. LIBURD will be responsible for providing RMI with leadership in curricular issues, customer service, human relations, and ensuring that the organization's courses offerings are delivered. The president said, and I quote, "I am pleased to welcome Ms. LIBURD to the institution to take up the management of the RMI. The institute is well positioned to deliver the best quality programs and certification to the financial services industry. Ms. LIBURD's recruitment is meant to allow us to broaden the ambit of the institution's influence and impact, and we look forward to working with her." Expressing her excitement to join the HLSCC family as the director of RMI, Ms. LIBURD said, and I quote, "I believe that RMI is uniquely positioned to capitalize on the ever-changing financial services environment. Presently, emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and the Internet of Things are reshaping financial services, and RMI is in a position to provide the avenues for individuals to upscale and develop their proficiencies." She also added, and I quote, "As director, I am focused on working closely with the RMI team, government, financial institutions, and other organizations to develop and deliver the required face-to-face and online professional programs and courses to ensure current and potential employees are provided with the knowledge and skills to perform exceptionally well in the current climate. I will also ensure that individuals within the local and regional communities are kept abreast of changes within the global financial industry and are able to meet the CPD requirements of professional bodies by hosting several in-person and online webinars, seminars, and conferences throughout the academic year." Ms. LIBURD brings with her a wealth of experience in the financial industry, having served as Vice President of Financial and Administrative Affairs at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College of St. Kitts, Chief Financial Officer of National Commercial Bank of Anguilla, and Executive Manager of St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank Limited. Earlier in her career, she served as a teacher of the Keon Primary School, St. Kitts, and an adjunct lecturer at the CFBC. She holds a Master's of Science degree in International Securities, Investments, and Banking from the University of Reading, United Kingdom, and LLB Bachelor of Laws honors degree from the University of Essex, United Kingdom, and a Bachelor of Science degree in Economics and Accounting from the University of the West Indies, Cave Hill Campus, Barbados. She is currently pursuing a diploma in legal practice and is a Commonwealth Scholar and a fellow member of the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. The Robert MATHAVIOUS Institute for Financial Services is the only professional qualification center for financial services in the British Virgin Islands, offering professional programs since 2002. The Robert MATHAVIOUS Institute is a center of excellence in education and training in financial services. Ron Grant for 284 Media. 45 persons have been trained for the Registration Apprenticeship Training, Employment, and Development Program designed to foster competitiveness in the labor market and to promote career development. Take a look at this report. Acting Permanent Secretary in the Premier's office, Mrs. Elvia Smith-Maduru, stated that the training was facilitated by the Premier's office across multiple sectors and industries to fulfill the training component of the program. She added that the series of training sessions are multifaceted and are intended to be informative, instructional, and to provide holistic training by local industry experts. Mrs. Smith-Maduru said, and I quote, "We have business owners in different disciplines such as construction, agriculture, electrical work, and landscaping who will equip persons with information about the functions of the various industries and the process of opening businesses in those fields." The Acting Permanent Secretary also added, and I quote, "Out of this training exercise, we hope to get some of the participants in the rated program paired for apprenticeship opportunities. We are committed to facilitating additional training sessions of a similar nature and will be partnering with H. Laverty-Stout Community College to provide training in these areas. Mrs. Smith-Maduru said participants were exposed to various components of construction industry and the vast options that they can venture into in the construction industry by Mr. Akeem Leonard from Green Creek BVI. She added, they also learned about the use of using recycled products in construction in alignment with the Government of the Virgin Islands' commitment to environmental preservation. Acting Director of the Public Works Department, Ms. Josette Hendrickson, presented on various opportunities that exist within the department and how persons can become qualified for available positions. Mrs. Arona Foy Fobbs of Arona's Marketplace, who is also the former Acting Chief Agriculture Officer, presented on how persons can capitalize on career opportunities within the agricultural production field. Meanwhile, Acting Director of the Water and Sewage Department, Mr. Brian Davis, provided information on apprenticeship options that can be engaged in by participants. In addition, Mr. Ronson Barry of Barry's Electrical Limited demonstrated how to perform electrical installation to ensure that the participants could benefit from direct involvement and gain practical hands-on exposure. The holistic training involved collaboration between the government of the Virgin Islands and its private sector partners. The key areas highlighted were entrepreneurship, employment within construction, careers in agriculture, employment opportunities within Public Works Department, landscaping, careers in electrical maintenance, and career opportunities in the Water and Sewage Department. The overall objective of the rated program is to provide temporary employment relief, apprenticeship opportunities, and career development training opportunities, while simultaneously enhancing skill set and increasing knowledge bases for persons of employable age to enhance the capacity of the human resource within the territory. The training next session for persons enrolled in the program is scheduled to take place in the coming weeks. And up next, we have more local news. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
We need experienced political soldiers.
My friend Akeem Leonard is a fine example, and there are many other young men and women who are keen to start their own small and micro businesses. I was thrilled to talk to groups of young men and women who have pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, starting their own businesses right here on Virgin Gorda. These young men and women are proud, and they are not looking for a handout, but for support in the form of incentives, such as soft loans that can be granted through a development fund. You can be sure that business development will be at the heart of an NDP government. We will introduce a new framework to support small and micro businesses, cutting the red tape, as well as finding the necessary financial support.
Our country has more power with Lana in we corner. The future looking brighter with Lana in we corner.
I've been watching football, dog, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hooked, I tell you.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Angie, how can I get my claims paid quick? Rent's due next week.
CG processes 99% of claims within 5 days. Remember when I was hang gliding with those goats? I caught a gust of wind and flew right into a moving car. Every appendage was in the cast, and they paid fast and fairly. That's what I get for trusting a man with a mustache and an eye patch. Now I gotta go. I'm meeting the guy who bedazzled my toes.
99% of claims are processed within 5 days. CG Insurance. Good like that.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for sticking with us. Continuing on the local scene, within the recent weeks, many residents have expressed shock over the extremely high cost of the construction for a bathroom facility at the Bruce Bay Beach in the 2nd District.
To the Premier
let me ask you, sir, could you please tell us when the bathroom in Bruce Bay will be open?
Well, I can't give you the exact timeline because, of course, that's under the Minister for Natural Resources and Labor and also the second district representative. But what I can tell you, as Minister of Finance, we just put about $101,000 into the supplementary appropriation in the last SAP that we just did. That was just last week. $101,000 to finish that project. So I think as Minister of Finance, I've done my part. So it's for the minister to take it to completion now. And that happened under Virgin Islands, of course, the Virgin Islands Party administration, you know, and in coalition with the other two groups.
If I understand your answer right, did you say you put $101,000? Am I right?
101,000.
That is being for the project in Bruce Bay or the project like what?
No, the Bruce Bay bathroom.
So you is telling me $101,000
to finish it?
To finish it?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure of what you're telling me, sir?
I can show it to you in black and white if you like.
So may I please ask, could you tell me the cost of the bathroom?
I don't have that figure in front of me, of course. That was the figure requested by the Ministry of Natural Resources and Labor.
I mean, why are you talking the way I'm talking? I'm going to be brief. But when Mr. Foy was here, he quoted three prices for the bathroom Bruce Bay. One was $163,000. The other one was $143,000. The other one was $125,000. It's like everybody is telling you something that's not adding up.
The bathroom facility falls under the portfolio of the Minister for Natural Resources and Labor, the Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull, and some $100,000 has been allocated specifically towards the completion of that said project from the Ministry of Finance. Minister for Natural Resources and Labor Melvin Mitch Turnbull, the Honorable Melvin Mitch Turnbull, that is, recently listed the almost completed project as just one of his many accomplishments during his tenure.
I wanted to just remind my people of the 2nd District of some of the things that we have done. So I will start there, and then we will go a little further. At the district level in the 2nd District, we had some infrastructural development. We facilitated the contract signing and the execution of the Just Van Dyke Primary School, which is well on the way. That came with a lot of begging and bawling and videos and posting since 2017. But more importantly, since this new administration came into place, so now we have the construction of the Just Van Dyke Primary School happening. Executed the basketball court overlay and resurfacing at the Ivan Darcy Primary School. Facilitated the construction of the restroom facility in Bruce Bay, which is soon to be open. Commissioned the sewage treatment plant in King Garden Bay and saw it through fruition. Partnered with the Ministry of Education to complete the remaining classrooms to be functional at the Enos Adams Primary School.
In his official statement, Turnbull said, and I quote, "I am urged to give clarity on the ongoing construction of the restrooms at Bruce Bay Beach based on inaccurate information given on a recent talk show and online media. An initial sum of $213,000 was budgeted initially for the completion of this project. Of this amount, KNC Construction was awarded a contract for $124,258.70. A contract was also awarded to Connect Enterprises Limited for installation of a treatment sewage plant for $60,457.10. Finally, there would be additional costs for installation of electricity, water, countertops, and access ramp. Additionally, Turnbull also said as work progressed, the budget for the aforementioned project was adjusted to a total of $238,222.11 to account for critical design changes and material costs, for a difference of $25,222.11. Viewers, that is all the time we have. Be sure to stay tuned to all our platforms, tweet4media.com, and of course like us on Facebook at tweet4media, and our website tweet4media.com, as well as Instagram and Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. Have a happy rest of your Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.